Hi, my name is Nathan, and today we're going to do a comic book review of Punisher, issue number 2, brought to you by Rated Comics. Let's get to it. A therapist begins to question a child in his office who has a knack for putting bullies in their place. The therapist has an aggressive attitude towards the kid. We know that the child got involved in a fight where he may have severely damaged his opponent's goods, and in a way he injured the child's ability to ever father children in his life. Damn, bro. The therapist explains that if his aggression continues, it can lead him straight to juvenile hall. The boy remains quieter than the boys when our girlfriends ask what happened that night. And just kidding, nothing happened. Back to the review, the child we see is a 12-year-old Frank Castle, who doesn't communicate anything to the therapist. He sits there dead silent. He was already on his path to becoming what he was destined to be. The story fast forwards to the present day, where Frank and his wife are making love, while Maria explains to Frank that she had a dream where she is always dying, still feeling the effects of their attack in the past when Frank Castle's wife and children were killed by gunfire at the park. The two of them confess their love for each other, but Frank's reply isn't as confident as Maria's. Frank assures her that she's getting better and anything she needs, the guards will get that for her as he heads back to work. Maria tells him she loves him. She then asks Frank one more final question before he leaves for work. When are the kids coming home? Soon, he says. Perhaps the hand is working on resurrecting their children. As Frank goes to train with the hand members, their leader is overlooking the practice. But it seems as if she isn't satisfied with what she sees from Frank so far. She then explains that to become part of the hand, with even the lowest of ranks, requires years of rigorous training. But Frank has been a killing machine ever since he was a child. Frank questions her, why is he here? She answers by saying it's because of the greatness of Frank himself. A killing machine like Frank is what everyone at the hand aspires to be. She caps off her mini speech by saying that he is the finest murderer that has ever lived. She explains how there's been a longing for a warrior to come out of the shadows and lead the hand from the front. The hand was defeated time and time again by superheroes. The reckoning of the one true warrior is near, and he will lead the hand to glory again, and that hero is Frank. After all, what is a hand without the fist protecting it, right? She explains that she has been searching for the next incarnation to show up and lead the hand, and that has led her all around the world. And the only land that shows more violence and hatred than any other, and that is America. She was confident she would find her incarnation there, but many factions within the hand believe that Americans should not be leading the hand. Correction, I mean, they felt an American should not be leading the hand, which brought them about further problems within the hand. So she took care of that by eliminating the problem, so to speak. She ended them. She is of a genuine belief that Frank Castle will be the fist of the beast. She believes it well and truly. But the Punisher walks off by telling her a couple of ground rules. First, they won't be training children anymore because he still has some kind of moral compass that he follows. And her people only kill people whom the Punisher tells of killing and says that needs to be killed. She, of course, obliges because she can't turn down the greatest killer in the world, can she? I have a feeling there's going to be some kind of plot twist later on in the issue. The story switches back to the younger Frank Castle, where he is caught on the street by a hand member. She presents him with 3 different dagger styles and asks him which one belongs to him. Frank politely, in his own way, tells her to go about her business. She smiles and believes that this child has unmatched potential, which can be tapped later. May the future bring you much blessed death, says the arch-priestess. We return to the present day, where a member of the apostles bows in front of Frank. From one Lord of War to another, he offers the Punisher a weapon that the Punisher is unfazed by. It's called the Banner Cannon. Before he can finish comparing it to the Hulk in its capacity, Frank believes in getting rid of the apostles for good. Frank is about to kill one of them in front of his face at any instant. He smashes the banner gun and draws his katana to him and demands to know who he works for, who runs the apostles. Even though the member of the apostles is bowing down before him, he tells him that he is unarmed, while the Punisher unloads his rage on him. His eyes glow red like, whoa, this has to be explained later. Then the henchman takes out a gun from its stitches in his abdomen. Bloody but gory, but damn, that's savage. The Punisher recognizes this and sees it come because, as always, I mean, he's the Punisher, right? You would think that. He then smashes the henchman's face with like these nunchuck stars and just goes after him Wolverine style, and these bullets just bounce off him. Punisher then recognizes that the henchman has a bomb inside of him wired to his heart, which will go off. Frank tells them to keep him alive until the bomb is disarmed. Frank asks the priestess how he would know that. How do he even know that there's a bomb wired to his heart? The lady tells him that he manifested the eyes of the beast. The awakening has officially begun. Then what happens next shakes Frank's castle to the core because it brings him back to his childhood. The lady who came to him when he was a child to ask about the dagger is the same woman guiding him within the hand. Frank's eyes lit up. The dagger he chooses is the Shinsuke Ishaimi. I might have butchered that name wrong. Actually, I did butcher that name right. Ishiyama. You know what? He just pulls out the right knife. It was the right choice because it was a knife that did a lot of killings many years ago. And because of that choice he made in selecting the correct dagger, she takes him to a place where Frank hasn't seen before. Nobody has seen before but just her. She brings him to the altar of the beast, someone even higher than the Punisher in the hand. Bow before your God, she says. We then see a tall figure addressing a washed up mob or a gang and what they will do with the guns the apostles have provided them. This person is presumably the leader of the apostles, but when the other mob wants to return the weapons provided by the apostles because they want to work out their differences and go about it peacefully, the leader is insulted by them by not using their weapons. He lands a punch with so much force and power that it splits his head back like that. That's awesome looking art right there. He then proceeds to kill the entire mob as his men tell him that the Punisher might have been killed because the bomb fitted inside the henchman's heart might have gone off. It went silent. The man doesn't believe it because the earth would have shaken if the Punisher died. His uncle's realm would be roaring in welcome, but all is still silent. The Punisher is still alive and he knows that. This man knows that war is the only solution to what is going on, and he reveals himself to be Ares. And that's where we end this issue. A story about a mass murder join up a mass murdering cult where the god of war is going to provoke the master killing machine of the Punisher. How can that not be the perfect equation for the perfect comic book? Okay, maybe perfect is a little bit of an overreach, but it definitely has a lot of intrigue. I am in on the rest of this issue, on the rest of this series. Not to mention with Maria, Frank Castle's wife, being brought back to life. What kind of plot twist is with that? And why aren't the kids back to life if Maria is alive? I don't know. I think the art's beautifully drawn, and to me, whenever the art is that gangster inside the book, I believe the artist is putting that much attention to detail and work in this comic because maybe he knows this story has a really huge payoff. That's just my silly personal opinion that probably has no bearing, but you gotta acknowledge it. You gotta give credit where credit's due. It's dramatic, it's vibrant, and I'm looking forward to see where this series continues on and how this series ends off with. With that being said, Punisher issue number 2. What you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know, and also link in the description if you wish to add this comic book to your comic book collection. I also want to mention we are going to be doing a What's Not app. If you guys have that app, we're going to be doing some auctions. I will announce that later on in these videos if you guys want to check out our auctions, and we'll be doing some cool and awesome giveaways, Funko Pops, variant covers, and ratios as well. You'll dig it. I'll let you guys know when that auction happens. And last but not least, if you like the content we're throwing up, you know what to do. Don't be shy, don't be stingy. Here at Rated Comics, we do awesome comic book reviews, comic book related content with the occasional comic book giveaway. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.